I'm leaving now.
Lucy, my sweet.
I cleaned out the tiger cage and sorted all the meal bins. So, if it's all right, it's my turn to fix dinner.
Haven't you forgotten something, little one? Just one little thing.
Mr. Runser, please.
It's been a very long day.
I don't want to.
Now, Lucy, I thought we'd settled this last week. Don't let's forget who pays your salary. We're closed. Come back tomorrow. Wait! I haven't finished with you. I told you, we're closed.
We're not here to buy, little man. We've come to sell.
You can't possibly have anything to interest me. These are extremely rare animals of the highest quality.
What a coincidence. So am I. That is the price for humility.
Oh, please, don't.
And what else might we interest you in today, sir? Perhaps some virtue?
Not my animals, please. I'm begging you.
But what of honor, little man? At what price? Honor.
Oh, my God, no! That tiger is the rarest specimen ever seen.
Tiger, tiger, burning bright. The forest of the night.
BR 61661, report to precinct headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
I was just finishing up my 12 out on patrol when I got the call. Welcome relief, considering that the most action I'd seen all night was a schizoid grandmother doing the shimmy in her underwear in the 2nd sector.
BR 61661, report to division headquarters, code 3. Repeat, code 3.
Last time I had a 3 was when some hooker vomited Thunderbird on Bryant's desk, and yours truly led the cleanup crew. Year and a half on the job, it was still the dirtiest work I'd seen. Where's Captain Bryant?
Took a sick day. Got himself a heinous case of ptomaine poisoning. He asked me personally to run the unit in his absence.
Gouza was one of the old-time guys who took their knocks in the streets. He had a friendly way about him, but you didn't want to turn your back on him if you were less than a friend.
Hope you've been enjoying your leisure time, kid, because it's time to take that thumb out of your ass.
Hallelujah.
Don't get too excited. The other Blade Runners are all jammed up. Holden's sucking dinner through a straw. Gaff's working the Tyrell break-in, and Steele's working special undercover. Looks like you got this one by default.
You really know how to make a girl feel wanted.
Animal murder done at Runciter Zoological. Probably just be a schizoid glitz, but we got the call. Old man Runciter lost something like 1 billion chinions worth.
10 to 1, this ain't a job for Rep Detect.
You got something better to do? Perfect your French cooking, maybe?
Slumming tonight, Slim?
I thought you were on special assignment.
Wasn't too damn special after I had the suckers out.
What happened?
Couple of fours were masquerading as fibroplast insulators down at Kaiser. I dressed up like a nurse. They never had a chance.
I'll bet. You put them on the machine?
Hell no. There's a beautiful little thing in here called the magic, and it ain't ever been wrong. You develop it, you got a brilliant career ahead of you.
I'm working on it.
What's Gouza got you doing tonight?
AM at Runciter's.
Animal murder. Oh, those skin jobs got no respect for anything that truly lives and breathes. And that goddamn Eldon Tyrell ought to be zipped into a body bag and flushed into deep space.
Get rid of him, we'd be out of a job.
I think we're all overdue for a little off-road paid vacation. You can stop staring at my ass now.
You got eyes in the back of your head?
All you gotta do is ask, Slim.
Animal sales was a profitable and prestigious business since most real animals had died out after the Terran War. There were plenty of electric ones, though, powered by rechargeable batteries. No self-respecting human would own one of those frauds.
Hello everyone, and welcome to 4 Kilobyte Shorts, the Let's Play of Blade Runner. I didn't want to talk during the video for two reasons. One, you can't interrupt an introduction to any Blade Runner, anything, ever. Don't. You just don't. Second, I have to use fraps for this, and I don't like fraps because it doesn't allow me to split audio, so I can't test my audio until I stop recording, exit, come back, you know. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. That's kind of why I'm doing this. But let me go ahead and check the audio. I'll be right back, and then we'll go ahead and discuss Blade Runner and what we expect in the future. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright everybody, the audio levels seem to be working out okay. I am at about the same conversational level as McCoy here, which means that, you know, I'll just have to not talk over him. Now, Blade Runner the game. Very interesting concept, really. One of those movies to game converse. But if you notice, this is McCoy and not Decker, and there's a reason for that. Now, while I believe the game takes place in parallel to the film in time stream, what with Tyrell still being alive and whatnot like that, you don't play as Decker because you would just be replaying his story. You actually play as McCoy. Now, this is listed as an adventure game, but it has some very unique characteristics. And what I mean by that is, although it's an adventure game, it does have shooty bits. Not a big fan of the shooty bits. I think I can pull out Decker's gun. Yeah. Or, excuse me, McCoy's gun. So McCoy does have a gun for popping things. You can shoot stuff. The icon will turn red when you can shoot things. It's used in very specific circumstances, usually when you're attempting to retire a replicant. For the most part, not a big fan. But you know, because in the 90s, even adventure games had guns, which was a lot of adventure games had guns, especially like Police Quest and stuff like that. And Westwood Studios, I guess, decided that at some point in the game you would have to retire a replicant. You know, it's part of the story, so whatever. Now, what's interesting about this adventure game, though, apart from that, is it's got several features that you wouldn't normally find in an adventure game apart from the gun. One is conversation trees, believe it or not. Not like you'd find in like a LucasArts game, but if we go to our menu, actually, I think what I'll do is I'll crank up. I'll do. Oh, what?
Wait a minute. Ooh, ah.
Great audio test. Okay, that's not too bad. So what we have here is we actually have conversation choices. Now, you have conversation trees like you would have in like Sam and Max and Day of the Tentacle and things like that, where you can click and say, okay, what about this, what about this, what about this, but then you have automated conversations. So you have, I can talk polite to people, normal, surly, and erratic. And what it is you'll actually respond to people's conversations in these manners. So you don't actually have to select your dialogue. You just click and he'll talk. McCoy will talk, and he'll talk in whatever manner you tell him to talk in. Then, of course, you could have your user choice where you have the dialogue tree where you ask, or where you talk to them and they say, well, what's this? And you say, well, it's this, and what's this, well, it's this. Pretty awesome. Now, this says designer cut. I'm assuming it means director's cut. So we're going to actually leave that on, I think. We're going to turn that on for director's cut audio. So this one's actually pretty awesome. It also has something which I can't show you now. Actually, I might be able to... No, I can't show you it here. But it also has the ability... You also have difficulty levels. Easy, medium, and hard. Yeah, you have easy, medium, and hard. Which is very, very interesting for an adventure game. Now, I think that has something to do with the shooting mechanics. But I think it also has something to do with how much of the game is automated versus how much isn't, because this is technically a detective story. It's a detective game. You're detecting. You're hunting down replicants. Now, one of the cool things about this game is it also has multiple endings. And unlike a lot of games that have multiple endings, especially nowadays, when multiple endings is like the last thing they put into a game, so multiple means two, and if you were a douchebag, you get the bad ending, and if you were a nice guy, you get the good ending, and that's it. This game actually has a lot of different features built into the game, which, like a lot of roguelikes that you find today, are implemented into the game as soon as you load it up. So as soon as you start a new game, certain things are set. Certain situations are set, certain people's personalities, not personalities, I don't want to give it away, but basically you have people in the game who you have to determine if they're replicants, and in a normal game, the same people would always be replicants every single time. In this game, certain people are and aren't replicants, depending on what the game decides when you start the game. So if you do avoid comp, which is basically the personality test to find out if somebody's a replicant, on a person, you can actually They could be a replicant or they could not be a replicant, depending on how the game loaded up. And that is totally awesome. Plus, your decisions throughout the game, where you go, what you do, who you talk to, your decisions, things like that, all actually go towards the endings that you can get. So the endings aren't set when you load the game, but certain things in the game are set, which then guide you to certain endings. It's a really interesting story structure and design structure, and it's really great for this game. I only played it twice, got 2 different endings. I think it's got about 5 endings total. It's even got a really, really weird ending that I'm not going to give away. I may give it away near the end of the game if I remember and if we don't get it, but it does have a really weird ending. So without too much time wasting, I think what we're going to go ahead and do, since I'm sitting here just chatting at you, is we're going to go ahead and start. Now, I did start Let's Playing this earlier, and I found a bug. It's a you can get stuck and can never continue the game bug, and it took me like 3 hours to figure it out. I know what the bug is. I know how to bypass it, which is great. Or not bypass it, but I know how to not trigger it, which is really, really great. But if I'm not careful, those bugs may exist later in the game. So I'm going to be saving often. Probably at cuts, I hope. Just to make sure I don't miss anything. So here we are at our first crime scene, Rudd Sitter's Animals. And we have our mouse, or mouse pointer. And as you can tell, nothing really stands out, so this is kind of a pixel hunty game. But what's really great is the mouse pointer does adjust. Green things are things you can interact with, including people. Blue things are places you can go, like going inside. Awesome. Totally awesome. That way, if you pixel hunt, like you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I have to look for something in this god. Oh wait, there's a thing. You don't have to pixel hunt so hard by clicking on everything that looks slightly interesting. You actually can just mouse over it. So we'll go ahead and start here.
Find something?
Piece of chrome.
From a car?
No, I think it's horse chrome. Bag it and tag it.
Yeah, buddy.
Scratches and paint flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
Fair enough. Let's talk to this dude.
What do you know?
About 30 counts of animal murder and 1 of aggravated assault. The shop's been thrashed. You ought to see this tiger cub they got in there. It's a goddamn tragedy.
How's old man Runsiter holding up?
State of shock. He's been moaning and complaining about his world caving in.
You'd feel the same way if they were your animals. How many perps?
At least 2. Bloody footprints all over the scene.
Must be a delightful sight.
Anything else?
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
I never did appreciate art.
Now, you cannot rely on the beat cop to do your job for you. You have to find stuff. The chrome, the black paint, there's even more stuff out here that we have to find. So if you talk to this guy and you're like, oh, there's nothing else out here, and you go inside, you will miss things. It's very important that you don't miss things. Also, if you're wondering, it's like, what's so big about animal murder? I mean, it's just like going into a pet shop and blowing holes in things. Well, remember that in the Blade Runner universe, and as Mccoy said when he was stepping out of his car, most of the animals on Earth are dead. Like, every single animal is protected now. Everything is endangered. And so the only animals you can really get are replicated animals, and even those are really expensive because they're basically genetic clones or genetic constructs that look like normal animals.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Yeah. Alright, so now you have to be careful here, and I hate this part because if you notice you can go inside the door or click on the door, and I want to click on the door. And I won't be this nitpicky later.
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Make sure the lab boys run them through the mainframe, human and rep.
Oh yeah. So, also, here we go. Here's our menu. Here's our fix things menu. Every time we get a clue, every time we talk to somebody, every time we get anything, it comes up in here. So we have things like the chrome debris. That's just an item. So we have chrome debris. Door forced.
I already checked for a crowbar, some kind of tool. No luck, but it looks like we've got some latents.
Officer statement.
About 30 counts of animal murder and 1 of aggravated assault.
Scratches and paint
transfer.
flecks, and I knew what they meant. Unless the city had bought a jet black fire truck, somebody had a big fat traffic ticket coming.
So what this is each one of these clues is associated with a specific crime and a specific suspect. Now, since we don't have a photo or a name, we just have suspect and a serial number. There are 2 suspects, so we have 2 serial numbers. From here, we can go to the overall crime, which is basically all clues acquired for this particular crime or this particular suspect. So there we go. So we have whereabouts, MO, replicant, and non-replicant. Of course, replicant and non-replicant is like replicant clues versus, you know, is he a human versus is he a replicant clue, which is really, really awesome. Then we have overall clues, which is basically audio recordings and subjects or objects. And if you look down here where it says source, crime, and type, you have Chrome, so it says source none because we found it. Animal murders for the crime, and the type is object. And then of course Officer Leary told us about the door being forced, things like that. And then I think opt, yeah, ops is option. So we'll just go back to our KIA. I don't know why they call it a KIA. It seems really odd. This is our money. We really don't have a lot of reasons to use money, but it's Chin Yen, and so that's, you know, future money in Chinatown, I guess. We also have bullets down here for our gun. I don't know if you can select different types of bullets, but we have an unlimited supply of very silvery 22 caliber looking bullets. So, all right, so we'll talk to the Fed again. Actually, I think we should tell him to canvass this again because he stopped, and I want him to do that.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
All right, so I'll make him do that just in case, because now I'm kind of paranoid about bugs a little bit. I never ran into this bug in the past. I didn't realize it was there until now, and like I said, it took me
Judging
like...
from the distance between the prints, I was looking for two very big men. One dragged his right foot, indicating a possible injury or lameness. The other appeared a lot more controlled, graceful even. Quite a pair.
And so, like I said, it took me like 3 hours to figure out that this bug existed, and it was so annoying. So, like I said, lots of pixel hunting. There's little things here on the floor you can touch. We're going to move. So we have things here. You can hardly see them.
Big caliber, possibly off-world combat weaponry. Ballistics might give me a fix on it.
So we have ballistics. We have this guy we can talk to, Runcitor. We're not going to bother talking to him. Now we have a camera over here.
Security camera. It'd be a banner day if it recorded anything before it was shot out.
Yes, it would. Okay, let's talk to Runcitor really quick.
McCoy, LPD.
I'm absolutely certain Lucy Devlin was involved in this heinous act. She's the young girl who works for me.
She's responsible for all this mayhem?
No, of course not. It was two men acting in concert with her, obviously.
Obviously. What'd they look like?
Big and scary and absolutely malevolent. I'm ruined. Totally ruined.
Alright, now here's our first dialogue tree. So you don't get all dialogues as soon as you talk to people. You do have to click on them again. And so here's our dialogue tree. Now normally, if you didn't choose user choice and if you just chose a stance for McCoy to have, he would just run through these conversations one at a time as you progressed until you had nothing else to say. In this case, we have to do it, which is fine because that gives us the ability to ask about whatever we care about most, and it also gives a little bit more interaction with the game, which I like.
Can you think of anything they might have been after?
First I thought they wanted money, but I don't keep any in the shop. Then I thought they wanted to steal my animals, but they started executing them.
Could they have been replicants?
Who else would be capable of such barbaric acts?
Crazy people.
You ever do any business with the replicant manufacturers, Tyrell Corporation?
I resent that accusation.
Just wondering.
Officer, last May I personally sold Governor Colvig an exquisite Bergeron colt. I have been a guest at his house on 3 separate occasions. Do I look like I need to carry artificial product?
Well, let's see. You buy artificial product at less than it would cost to buy the real thing. You then pawn it off to people as the real thing and get full price for it, thus increasing your income. Yes, I think you seem to be that kind of person.
Tell me about this Lucy.
There's not a lot I can tell you. She's only worked for me for a short while. She's about 14 years old with pink hair. A very attractive young thing.
How'd you find her?
She came to me with a reference from Ogilvy's in the Northwest Zone. And he's a very reputable wholesaler.
You treat her well?
As well as any young tot should be treated.
She got a desk? Or someplace where she worked?
She used to eat over there. All my animals.
Sick bastard.
See if you can dig up that reference from Ogilvy's.
Yes, it's somewhere here.
Yeah,
Just a moment.
Find me that paper before I break all your fingers. So yeah, this game does have a lot of, I won't say intense topics, but it does have some topics that may not be for all audiences. Just a heads up for everybody. I mean, the whole animal murders, the replicant thing, the apparently pedophiliatic nature of this gentleman. Okay, now here's the glitch I was talking about. Now I clicked on the camera several times and nothing happened, and then I clicked on him several times and nothing happened. It turns out
She was my baby.
Oh, shut up. It turns out you actually have to talk to him and then click on the camera, and if you don't do this, when you come back later, he's gone, and you can't get the footage from this camera. And it took me 3 hours to figure that out. That was a big glitch. That's actually a loophole that some old adventure games, non-LucasArts games, like LucasArts is really good about making sure any kind of loophole could be fixed. If you did a puzzle too early, if you forgot something and came back later, that puzzle would, like, somehow you'd be able to complete that puzzle. The item would be moved, it would be let out, somebody would run by and be like, hey, here's this thing you forgot. Some way that puzzle would be fixed so you'd never have to get stuck. In this game, unfortunately, this is one really big one where it actually got me stuck really bad. I'm hoping it's the only one. They sometimes slip through in older adventure games. If it's not the only one, I'm hoping I don't have to continue too often, but we'll go ahead and click it.
You got any discs from that camera?
It's irrelevant. Those murderers also destroyed the camera. Thousands of Jinyens worth.
Maybe it photographed them before they shot it out.
I guess you've got a point at that.
Dumbass. Yeah, so I missed this disc the last time when I was doing the Let's Play originally, and it took me forever to figure it out.
This is the disc from last night.
Peachy.
And that is unfortunate, because if it was to where instead of having to talk to him first and then click the camera, if it was just click the camera and get the disc from him, it would have completely fixed that issue. But they make you talk to him first and then click the camera, and if you don't do that, if you click the camera, talk to him, and then forget to do it again or something, it can cause major issues. It's a really big pain in the butt. Bad programming, but it doesn't ruin the game. You just have to be very cautious about things like that. So we're going to head here into the back and check this. Zoop! Oh, it zooms forward. Check it out. Future technology. It's not a two-dimensional screen that then blips to another two-dimensional screen. It is fully three-dimensional with a little doggy in the corner.
A toy dog.
Toy dog. Monkeys.
Well, isn't that cute?
Touch the monkey.
Well, isn't that cute?
Okay, apparently you can't touch the monkey. And then we have something on the desk here.
A candy bar. Yuck.
Hey, you watch your mouth, sir. Those are Rolos. Rolos is the shiz, man. You don't be talking about yuck with the Rolos. Kick your butt. Actually, they're called brown cow, but who cares, man? They're Rolos. You can tell they're Rolos. And then we got something down here on the floor, of course.
Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I'd eaten there myself.
Alright, Howie Lee's in Chinatown. I think that's it. Now, I'm going to say I think that's it because I had everything before, except for that silly video disc, and that video disc is basically the key
I'm ruined.
to getting to the next section.
Ruined.
Nobody cares, you sick fuck.
Stick around. I may not be finished with you.
Yeah, I may have to break your other hand. I'm such a sweet guy. Okay, let's head outside and talk to Officer Bald.
It didn't add up. Animal murders, the lack of any theft. The small animals alone were worth a good chunk of change on the street. It seemed more like an act of vengeance.
Alright, we'll talk to the officer again, see if he has anything.
Find anything else out here?
This woman says she saw that kid who worked for Runciter hanging around with a big fat guy last week.
Oh? What woman? Where?
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
No, I want to talk to you again.
Canvass the area. Maybe somebody had his eyes open.
I'm on it.
Which woman? Where? What? How? Ah, crap. Let's go back inside really quick. See what I mean when I say that I'm now paranoid? That I can sometimes screw things up. Like now I just want him to canvass the area, even though he said something about a woman knowing something. Let's see if he says it again.
Find anything else out here?
This guy lives across the street. Says he heard a crash late last night. Looked out his window and saw a black sedan speeding away from the scene.
Okay, anything else?
Find anything else out here?
Zilcho. Row actions inside. Abstract art. All over the walls and ceiling.
So I guess this guy may just be giving me minor clues. Like he said he heard a crash, and that tells us to go look at this. He said he heard the girl who worked for Runciter leaving with a big, huge dude. Something like that. So, you know, not super important stuff. But before we go, we are going to save, and you guys are going to get to watch me save, which is great. Ignore the names, because the names were tests. So we're just going to go 4 kilobytes short, and then we'll just do the no gun as a backup. Alright, then from here, we're going to head to the polio station. Yeah, we're going to head to the Popo shop, because we need to get our clues out. So let's go. Alright, so these are the 4 places we have to go right now, which includes McCoy's apartment, where we are now, which is Runsitter's Animals, we have Chinatown, and then we have the police station. So we're going to head to the police station. Now, these are very short videos. I don't think they're taken directly from the film, but they're mimicked at least directly from the film, which is great. They're very short transpositions. If you skip them, the audio continues to play, which causes massive, horrible overlays. And because of that, I'm not going to be skipping them, and they're really short. So, you know, there's really no reason to anyway. Alright. Now, since you don't know where you're going, they actually added a voice overlay for the elevator, which is awesome. But if you guys have ever played the old school Command & Conquer or Red Alert games, check this out.
Roof. Laboratory. Mainframe and shooting range. Ground floor. Lockup.
Now, do you guys recognize the voice? Now, Westwood Studios was the original creator of Command & Conquer and Red Alert. That voice was actually used in those games for, like, computer voices and things like that, so they got the same voice actress, which is awesome.
Laboratory.
We're gonna head to the lab. Hey, buddy.
Got anything new for me, Dino?
I was wondering when you'd show your mug around here, McCoy. The shell casings from Runsiter should be in the Museum of Military History.
How's that?
They're from an Ender rifle. It's standard issue off-world military hardware. Heavy caliber. That puppy can punch right through a tank.
What can I conclude from that?
Whoever used this piece didn't just walk into their local sporting goods store and buy it. Those babies are collectibles, and they ain't cheap.
Which means somebody probably brought it from off-world. Replicants.
Anything else?
We got the animal corpses from Runsitter's, but there wasn't a whole lot to work with.
Bone marrow?
About 50% were real, the rest were fakes.
So, Runsitter was ripping his customers off.
State-of-the-art fakes. Miles beyond the crap you see on Anamoid Row.
The kind that comes from legit manufacturers?
They're the ones that usually produce the quality.
What about the wounds?
Most of them were shot point blank, but we're looking at some others. Sloppy cuts with a knife, like the perp was really pissed off at something.
Butcher knife?
Could be, but who cuts meat anymore?
Nice bunch of reps I'm tailing. Hope you're not pulling a meat cleaver out of my back next week.
Yikes.
Anything else?
That black paint you found on the fire hydrant? It's from a ground car.
You sure?
The angle of impact was almost head-on. And there ain't too many spinner drivers klutzy enough to smack a street-level hydrant in VTOL mode.
I heard your wife got her license back.
You're a real funny guy, McCoy.
McCoy's kind of a dick.
Anything else?
That piece of chrome you found outside of Runsitter's is from a 1995 Pontiac.
Nice set of wheels.
It's okay, not what I call a classic.
Anything else?
Anything else?
Zip, man. Try me later.
What about the latent fingerprints I pulled out, you douche? Apparently not. Alright, from here, we're gonna go...
Roof.
Yeah. Now this should trigger an event, I think. Or not. Should have. Nope, didn't. Okay, we already triggered the event. I'm sorry, I forgot where the thing was. We need to go here.
Laboratory,
nope.
mainframe, and shooting range.
We're gonna head down to lockdown first because I think I need to cause a trigger event. So we're gonna talk to this gentleman. Hello, gentleman.
Are they letting me out?
I'm not the one who makes that decision.
I suppose it's my turn to bear the cross for the cause.
The cause.
Who are you, anyway?
Please leave me alone. My migraine's acting up.
Ugh. I know who he is. You guys will learn shortly. Alright, I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to waste too much time going back and forth.
Mainframe and shooting range.
Yeah, we're not going to go to the shooting range.
Violent street crime in the city rose again last year by a whopping 26%, according to the latest figures from the Department of Justice. Governor Kolvig attributed the change to the dramatic increase in the number of specials registered as city residents and promised a tough new set of standards for the City Immigration Bureau by next month.
So they're having immigrant problems. Now, this is the way to the shooting range, and we're going to go inside to talk to the cop inside.
Well, if it ain't Ray McCoy. Bryant finally letting you play with the big boys.
My clearance come through?
You bet. You bring your piece?
Don't leave home without it.
Steele's been running the maze every other day for 2 weeks, and the targets are getting a little roughed up.
I thought Gouza was going to requisition some new ones.
I ain't seen him down here in a month. Guess he's been busy.
Poor guy. I bet he gets all tuckered out from pushing those papers around.
And don't sell him short, McCoy. Gouza could be one tough hombre. I remember when we worked mice together. He poured acetone on 2 pimps that gave us some lip and lit a match. I'll tell you, it looked like the goddamn 4th of July out there.
Peachy.
What I find odd about that voice actor is he actually sounds a lot like the actor who played Bryant. Now, if you remember from the intro video, Bryant's out sick. Bryant's the guy who Decker talked to in the film. This guy actually sounds a lot like that guy, so they actually could have kept Bryant behind the desk and used this guy's voice actor to make at least a very comparative, a very close approximation to that voice actor, which would have been great. They didn't, which I guess is a choice that they made. They kind of wanted to separate themselves from any reference to, well, they did this and Blade Runner was better and blah 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 blah, which is great. That's actually great. That's the way you want to go when you're making a game. But they did have that option, and I think it would have been a good tie-in without being an overarching too big a thing. Even though the whole story, like I said, I think I said it during this video, like I said, this runs parallel to Decker's story, and so it actually runs almost exactly like Decker's story, but with a lot of really little twists. Like I said, we're not going to go to the shooting range, but we're just going to talk to the guys. The shooting range is very long and very boring, and it takes forever, but we are going to go to the Esper room. It's a very specific reason. Okay, the Esper room has several different computers that we can use. And the first one is this one.
Uploading personal clue database. Downloading mainframe clue database. Clue database transfer complete.
Now that may seem completely useless to everybody, but it's actually fairly important, and the reason why is because if we go back into our inventory, we can then do this. Let's see, where is it? Nope. I know it's here. Okay, we have video clips. That's not what I'm looking for, though. I'm looking for... Where is it? Oh, it's not here yet. Okay. Well, that's annoying. Well, we'll do our video clip thing, because we have to do our video clip thing. So we'll head here, and I think we can get the video clip off of this.
Scanning video disk.
There it is.
2 enhanceable images found.
Wonderful.
Adding enhanceable photographs to Kaya database.
Alright. Now what's great about this is, if you guys remember, if any of you have ever watched Blade Runner, if any of you are watching this and you have not watched Blade Runner, stop the video, go watch Blade Runner. You're a horrible person. No. I kid. If you haven't seen Blade Runner, please look it up. It's not super action-packed until the end, and even then it's more poetic than action-packed. Think of it as a ballet, more or less. It's very atmospheric. Harrison Ford does a very good job. It's a lot of fun to watch, but if you're more into action-packed films, it can be very boring. But this is it's called an Esper, I guess. And what this is it's actually a computer screen that can enhance certain portions of images. Now, while we do this, I'm going to be talking about modern technology, which is attempting to do the same thing.
Run-sitter crime scene.
Now, what you can do here is you can actually enhance certain portions of the screen. And like I said, if you've ever seen the film, you can turn the camera, I guess. You can turn the image. You know those people who are like, they'll turn images, or they'll lean sideways trying to look around something in a two-dimensional image, and you, of course, know you can't do that. Well, this is technology that's supposed to allow you to do that. And I think Kodak has actually designed a lens. It's a multifocal lens. It actually takes about 1 to 2,000 pictures at the same exact time. And the reason it does that is it has a multifaceted, like thousands of little multifaceted faces on it, and every single one forms a flat surface. Like if you've ever seen a hologram, like the old school holograms where you tilt it one way and tilt it the other way, and depending on which of the two sides you're looking at, you can see a different image. It's like that, but except it's got like 1,000 of those. And so it basically takes a gigantic panoramic shot inches apart from each other. So then what you can do is you can actually look at the image and you can say enhance this section, and what it'll do is it'll look at all the images that were taken of that section and then like turn the camera for you on a two-dimensional image. The problem is they know the lens works, but no one has been able, at least as far as I've read up on, no one has been able to create software that can do what this software does, which is interpret all that light that's coming in, because it takes one photo, boom, but it takes 1,000 photos all layered on top of each other. And no one has been able to create a program that can then see each of those photos individually and separate them, and it's pretty hilarious. So we're going to go ahead and show what we can show here, which is, we'll look at this guy here. And then it enhances the photo. Totally awesome, very CSI. Now, of course, Decker was all like, enhance section 3XYZJ, whatever. We, of course, don't get to do that. We get to, now if you notice the screen did tilt slightly, which is awesome. And this is as far as we can enhance, apparently. So we will zoom out. And then I think you can pan. Yeah, you can pan the image, which is a little bit tougher than you might think. So we have the option of doing this. You can like zoom in on the rabbit. And there's like tons of stuff in the image that you can zoom in on that's completely pointless. Yeah, like the rabbit's completely pointless. So we'll zoom out. Let's see what's under the desk. Is there anything? Is that important at all? It looks like it's just a chunk of wood. Yeah, I don't think it's important at all. So yeah, I know what we have to look for personally, but I'm just kind of looking around. It's kind of showing it off, kind of showing you what you can see in the image. This is the full image, of course. Let's see if we can look in the back, because that's where Lucy works. Maybe she's back there or something. There's something back there we can see. Something on the desk there, isn't there? There you go. Look at that.
A sushi menu from Howie Lee's. Give me a hard copy of that.
Now he gets a hard copy of it. Now we can't zoom in any farther, unfortunately, and if you noticed, we could only zoom in so far until it saw something interesting, then it zoomed in really far. That's just the way the game works, but we won't mind. There's one down here that if you miss it, you're screwed, which isn't, well, you can always come back to the image, but there's a thing down here, and I think it's down here. I think it's down here. There's very important imagery around here somewhere. Let's see. That, of course, is a tiger. It's a white tiger. Nope, maybe I missed it. Maybe I'm in the wrong spot. Let's see if Lucy's back here anywhere. Because I know there's an image where you can see Lucy in it. I just gotta find it. Now, of course, we do have the other image, which we can choose if we wanted to. We're gonna back up a little bit. And I think... I'll take a look at the snake. I think that's a snake in there. Yeah, we got ourselves a snake. Not sure what kind. Anything special? Nope, nothing special there. Okay, so we should be able... I don't think we have to exit out. I don't know if we can... how to exit out the image. Let's see. Exit? Yeah, exit's the one image. So we'll check for the next image.
Crime scene.
So this is your investigations, your little investigation. I think this is a camera from a different side, but at the same moment. So we're going to, of course, check out Runsetter, because he's a douche nozzle. Alright. I don't think we can look at his computer, though. I'd like to see what the hell he's looking at, but it looks like just a bunch of garbage. So not important. But what is important, of course, is the two gentlemen standing outside. Ah, look at that. Okay, we got one of them.
He looks familiar. Give me a hard copy of that.
Does he? I don't recognize him from anything. Now, of course, if we're really smart... Ah, check it out.
Local license plate. Give me a hard copy of that.
So we have a license plate, we have a face. There's something else here that we needed to find, and I'm not sure. I think it's in this cage. I'm honestly thinking it's in this cage, which is why I keep going back here. There's actually something fairly important, unless I'm missing an image. You get more images as you go on, of course. But there's a... let's see. But I think it's in one of these two photos. I don't think it's actually in... Is that a chicken? No, it's a squirrel. Cool. Check out his hand, maybe? You always want to look at anything that looks important. Always, 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 just in case. You never know what might show up as important, what might not be. Well, you do once you've actually scanned everything in an image. I don't think I need to actually scan his boots, but why not? We'll check out his boots. Oh, look at that. Looks like his boots are important.
Muddy boots. Guess he's from out of town. Give me a hard copy of that.
Yeah, so we got pictures of his boots. Pictures worth 1,000 words, even though I'm doing my best to use 1,000 words. Let's see if we can get his buddy, a picture of his buddy. I don't think we can. Doesn't look like we can get a picture of his little friend back there. But I'm pretty sure I know who he is. Let's see. Let's get that other image back up. I swear there's something important in this image. I always miss it, though. I always have to come back to it, and I don't want to do that. Not because it's boring to everybody. Oop. Well, that was just a little oopsie. Alright, like I said, I think it's in this... Wait a minute. That's from the film. Let me do that from the film. Let's take a quick look. Because what you can do, believe it or not, is you can actually check reflections. And so there's a it might be a reflection on one of these. There she is. Found you. Yeah, she's kind of hidden a little bit, but there she is. There's Lucy right there. So let's go ahead and pop this up. Up, please. Please. Alright, fine. There you go. Lucy! Now watch the camera. It'll actually spin. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Boom.
Hello there, Lucy. Give me a hard copy of that.
See, they keep saying she has pink hair, but honestly, it looks more purple to me, but maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, so we have a picture of Lucy, which is great. That wasn't the only... She's very hidden there, which is pretty entertaining, but it's not the only thing. I know there's something else here. I do. I know you guys think I'm nuts, but there's something else that's like semi-important here. Maybe it's in a different image, but I'm pretty sure it's in this one. And as I said, I'm pretty sure it's in this cage. But we'll not waste too much more time on it because, of course, we are coming up on time. And there are a couple more things that I really wanted to do. Alright, so yeah, it looks like it's not in this image, or if it is, I am really missing it. Because remember, we are dealing with a very pixelated game, very old school. I know it's not over here. Oh, no, I think I might know where it's at. We'll try a couple more spots. We're just gonna look at the monkey. We will try a couple, excuse me, the gorilla. We'll try a couple more spots where I think the item in question may be. And I say item, of course, because you guys, you know, there's a monkey. Okay, monkey's not it. Go down. I think it might be in the... I know it's in the bottom of a cage, and I know that may sound really silly, but I know that what I'm looking for is actually in the bottom of a cage. Which cage? I'm not 100%. I thought it was the tiger's cage. But it looks like I'm not finding what I need. Oop. Can I... Okay, fine. Can I... Is that as far as I can go? Alright, we'll try the bottom of this cage. No, it's not there either. So yeah, I'm fairly certain what we're looking for is in the bottom of one of these cages, and like I said, I was pretty sure it was in the tiger's cage, but it looks like it's not. But we did get a lot of wonderful stuff out of these images. We'll probably have to come back here maybe once or twice more, looking for additional units or additional pieces, but we got a picture of Lucy, which is great. We got a picture of one of the goons, which is great. His boots, the license plate number, all of which are wonderful, wonderful things. And we will continue our grand and glorious investigation in the next video. So, of course, I will see you guys there.